Worried about gout? Check out Ural, the effective urinary alkalinizer. Ural, neutralize your uric acid problem now.
This is KiniNews and I'm your host Prasad. Before Anwar Ibrahim returned as an MP with the PD move, PKR had several formidable MPs in the Day 1 Rakyat. Since then, many have quit the party and some have even quit politics. But will one of them retake their place in the party? Rafizi Ramli supporters have been urging the former lawmaker to make a comeback to politics. The calls have been growing, especially with PKR's party elections set for April this year. Speaking to Malaysiakini, Rafizi said he hasn't made a decision, but he has been listening to the voices who are calling for his return. He added that he will consider and consult his stakeholders, including God. He said among the considerations is that he has to ensure it is worth returning to politics, as his party PKR and its allies may not be receptive towards his radical approach and ideas. He added that he also has to be realistic whether he can influence the course of the current impasse between PKR and its allies, as some of the obstacles are structural. Before he withdrew completely from politics at the end of 2019, Rafizi had been an influential figure in PKR and was considered one of Anwar Ibrahim's closest advisors. He was also well known for exposing several scandals related to the previous BN government. A single mother is fighting to get her children back after they were converted without her consent. Single mother Lo Siu Hong is demanding religious authorities in Perak, Kedah and Penang to prove that she had given her consent to the conversion of her 3 children to Islam. In a letter of demand addressed to the converts registrars in the 3 states, if the children had been registered in any of the 3 states, the relevant registrars have a period of 7 days to provide proof. The relevant registrar would need to prove that Lo had agreed to register her children as Muslims, or provide written confirmation that their conversion to Islam had been cancelled, with their names removed from the register of converts. Failing this, Lo and her lawyers are expected to file an application for a judicial review without further notice. The demand letter cited the precedent of M. Indira Gandhi's case. The federal court concluded that the consent of both parents is required before a certificate of conversion to Islam can be issued towards their children. The 3 children, a pair of 14-year-old twins and a 10-year-old, were briefly reunited with their mother at the Kanga District Police Headquarters in Perlis on Monday. However, the children were then placed under the care of the Perlis Welfare Department pending the outcome of a habeas corpus application filed in the High Court in Kuala Lumpur. Lo and her husband Nagashwaran Muniandi separated in March 2019 and subsequently her children were taken from her. It was reported that Nagashwaran had abducted the 3 children in Lo's absence to be converted to Islam and placed them in an Islamic center in Perlis. He is now in prison for a drug-related offence. It was discovered by Lo that Perlis Mufti Muhammad Asri Zainul Abidin had questioned her children about their conversion to Islam. According to Free Malaysia Today, this saddened Lo, as the Mufti, who is not blood-related to the children, was able to spend time with them while she was still prevented from doing so due to COVID-19 restrictions. The SC was supposed to meet with the Parliamentary Special Select Committee on Finance and Economy tomorrow. However, the meeting has been postponed, but on the same topic. An MP wants to know whether Parliament actually has the power to summon Azam Baki. A lawmaker has questioned whether the Parliament Select Committee has the power to summon MACC Chief Azam Baki to explain his shares ownership scandal. Kota Melaka MP Ku Poi Thiong wrote to Day 1 Rakyat Speaker Azhar Azizan Harun seeking a clarification. This comes after Azam had rejected a call by the PSC to appear and explain to the parliamentary body about his case. Ku said Azhar needs to clarify if Azam is allowed to ignore a PSC's order to attend a hearing. In January, the committee called Azam for a hearing following public outcry. However, Azam objected to the hearing, citing that it was because he filed a defamation suit and matters to be discussed by the PSC might be considered by the courts. He also said that the case was under investigation by the Securities Commission and MACC Complaints Committee, among others. Meanwhile, according to news portal Free Malaysia Today earlier this week, Azam told selected media that he did not appear before the committee last month as he had only received an invite to do so. Sarawak will be calling its Chief Minister a Premier, but a lawmaker has questioned the point of it without more meaningful changes. Kota Kinabalu MP Chan Fung Hin wants Sarawak and Sabah to seek more decentralisation of powers from Putrajaya instead of changing the title of their chief executive. In a statement today, Chan also pointed out that the premier term adopted by Sarawak is not even recognised by the federal constitution. Article 160 only specifies Chief Minister or Menteri Besar as the head of an executive council in a state. He said the amendment to the Sarawak constitution does not make any changes in duties nor powers of the said position. He added that neither does it make the federal government devolve any more power back to the state. Chan was commenting on calls for Sabah to emulate Sarawak's decision to change the title of their chief executive. Chan said the question at hand for Sabah was not whether they should emulate Sarawak, but to ensure the devolution of powers to Sabah and Sarawak through further constitutional amendments. Malaysia has reported more than 27,000 new COVID-19 cases today, so I'm sure you're happy to find out that the vaccine take-up for children is increasing as more parents sign their kids up. But there are still vaccine haters out there. Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin today revealed that more and more parents are registering their children to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. Close to 900,000 children have registered so far, with the highest number in the Federal Territory of Kuala Lumpur with 52%, while the lowest was in Kelantan with 7%. Khairi also uploaded a graph comparing vaccine registration of children by state. Khairi said this shows that parents want to give protection to their children. He also warned that parents who want to give the COVID-19 vaccine to their children should not be harassed. He added that anti-vaxxers have even spread slander that his son was injected with air. Something that happened in the Sarawak State Assembly has caught the attention of Najib Abdul Razak on social media, and he's not amused. Pending Assemblyperson Violet Young printed out a picture of 4 boxes of a popular tissue paper brand and brought it to the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly. This caught the attention of Najib Abdul Razak, who criticised her supposed toilet humour. According to Najib, the Sarawak government's decision to use the term premier to describe its chief executive was not unusual. Najib said many countries and states use the term premier, including Australia and China. The former Prime Minister then urged Young to explain what was so funny. Najib was referring to Young's post on social media, where she described her participation in the debate on the Constitution of the State of Sarawak Amendment Bill 2022. Young said she had helped to promote premier brand tissue paper during the debate. The Sarawak government had decided to drop the term Chief Minister following the passage of a constitutional amendment in Parliament, which restored Articles 1(2) of its pre-1976 wording. Proponents have argued that this arrangement recognises Sarawak and Sabah as individual provinces who, together with Peninsular Malaysia, made up the Malaysian Federation. The bill was passed on Monday with 67 A's and 6 nays. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to Malaysiakini.com. I'm Prasad. Thank you for watching.